Easiest way to get the leaves off of your cabbage where they're whole like that is to simply take your whole head of cabbage and put it in the microwave. You just want to microwave it on high for maybe about 3 or 4 minutes. It's going to pretty much depend on the size of your cabbage. This is like a medium head cabbage. You can also, if you don't use a microwave or whatever, you can also take your whole head of cabbage and boil it. Now, personally, I don't like to do it that way. I love using the microwave because I'm not cooking or boiling the whole cabbage. The microwave in 3 or 4 minutes is not going to cook this entire head of cabbage. We are making stuffed cabbage rolls, and they are amazingly delicious. And you see how nice and easy they're coming off? All I am doing is taking a quick slice right here by the core to actually get it off the core. Now, you may come to a spot like I may be now that I might want to put it back in the microwave, depending on how many leaves I want to continue to get the leaves off whole. But as you see, they're just simply peeling off. I'm going to get the rest of the leaves that I need off of here, and we'll be right back. Before you put your cabbage in the microwave to get the leaves off and or boil it, make sure you've washed it and it's nice and clean. So we have, I think I have 7 leaves here, and as you can see, they all came off nice, pretty, and even. Now, I like to use my outer leaves as much as possible if they're whole, because I like the darker green leaves as well. So we're going to next blanch these. You want to make them tender. Right now, although they came off, they're not very pliable in order to roll up without cracking. So you just want to blanch them, and by blanching, I mean put them in some hot boiling water for maybe about 2 or 3 minutes, just until they start to wilt. Once your cabbage leaves have wilted, they should look like this. And you want to go in, I've done it for all the rest, but you want to go in at this point and cut this heavy stem out for 2 reasons. One, it's hard to eat, it's hard to get tender, and it's also easier to roll it. So you just want to cut it out, just like I'm doing here, in a V. You can cut that before you blanch them, and then it'll look like this. And this is the piece that you're cutting out. You can do this before you blanch them, but I have found it easier to do afterwards because they tend to hold their shape while they're cooking and blanching a little bit better when this hard core piece is still in the center. So now we're going to go ahead and chop up our onion. You can set your cabbage leaves aside and grab whatever meat you're using. You can use ground beef. This is ground turkey. You can use ground chicken. You can use a meat substitute if you want, if you don't eat meat. But you'll need something for your filling. Now, the first thing we're going to do is saute our onions. We're going to be sauteing them in butter. Because it's going to give it an amazing flavor. I want to go in with an entire stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons, and let that start to melt. Then add your onions in. Let the butter continue to melt, and you want to saute these onions in the butter. While your onions are sauteing, go ahead and mince your garlic. Now I have my ground turkey here. We're going to go ahead and add the garlic to it while our onions are sauteing. You want to saute them maybe for about 2 minutes. Okay, our onions are all sauteed, so now I'm going to put them in here with all the butter. Turn your skillet to the stove. Do not wash it, just set it aside. Now we're going to add in a lightly beaten egg. We're going to add in a 1/2 cup of uncooked rice. Now, I am using minute rice. It's jasmine minute rice. So before you all say, you using processed, minute rice is not processed. If you read the ingredients down there, I hope you guys can see that. It literally says pre-cooked jasmine rice. So if you want to make a shortcut, this is going to help it cook right along with the meat and not take an extra amount of time to cook, or you don't have to pre-cook it. If you want to use just regular rice, you will need to cook your rice first for this recipe. So I use minute rice to avoid that step. It's just pre-cooked rice, okay? So in it goes, along with a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. And I am using my all-purpose prep seasoning. You can use no salt if you don't want any salt in it at all. I am just using the classic Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning. This full recipe, you'll be able to find the ingredients and instructions at pamspreps.com. Click on recipes. So now you want to go ahead and mix this really well. Okay, I have more just tomato paste in there, and I'm adding some diced tomatoes into it. You can use crushed if you like. And some broth. Give that a good stir to mix to combine it. You want to also go in with more seasoning, so I'm adding some more of my Pam's Prep seasoning here. Make sure it's well combined. Now we're grabbing our pan back, and we're going to pour a little of our sauce on the bottom here. Bit more. You want to put it on the bottom so that you can sit your rolls on top of it. Okay, take one of your leaves and you want to put some of your mixture in the middle here. We're going to spread it out some. Remember, this is cut, so we're going to spread it that way. And you kind of want to try to fill them evenly so that they will cook at the same rate of time. Okay. Now from here, I like to take my side that's cut and bring it in first. And you kind of, because it's a V, kind of overlap it, bringing one down this way and one up that way. That kind of seals that area. Then I bring in both ends and then the last side and bring it on over. Flip it over, and we're going to lay it in the pan like this, seam side down. Okay? Let's do another one here. Okay, we'll get the rest of them done and we'll be back. Okay, this is what it should look like after they're all rolled. Now we're going to go in with the rest of our sauce over the top. Now we're going to put this on the stove, bring it up to a boil, reduce to simmer, and cook for about 1 hour. And we'll be back. When I'm at the halfway mark, they are cooking nicely and simmering. I like to go in with just a spoon of actual sugar. And you can do this in advance, but I just like to do it at the halfway mark. It helps to cut some of the acidity, just a little bit. And then just let it go ahead and continue to simmer with that on top, and it'll blend in as it cooks. Ooh, we are all done. Oh my goodness. If you all could smell this. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh my goodness. My goodness, let me grab a plate so we can do our taste test. Oh my goodness. Ooh, it is time for our taste test. This is amazingly delicious and it smells so good. Ooh, and it's relatively quick and easy. It takes about an hour to cook, but that's downtime. So you can go do something else during that hour, okay? Just don't leave the house, all right? But you can do this in a slow cooker. I actually have an older recipe where I used some Italian sausage and I did it in a slow cooker. So if you want to see that method, I'll link that video down in the description too. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you all. Take a second and subscribe to the channel. And even if you're not new, if you're not subscribed, what you waiting on? Come on now. Let's get to 1.5 million subscribers together. I appreciate you all so much. And for my returning subscribers, thank you for keep coming back, channel members. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And if you are not a part of Pam's Private Pantry, what are you waiting for? I upload videos just for you all. So you want to join the fun over there, and occasionally I go live just with my members. So check Pam's Private Pantry out and my other channels, Pam's POV, Pam's Pop-Ups, and at the Scaredy Cat Gardener, all on YouTube. Okay, so now we can officially taste it. Ooh, delicious. Oh, Ooh. I love cabbage. I love all kind of cabbage recipes. But this, by far, is one of my favorite. Oh my goodness. You can taste all the seasonings, the tomatoes, everything, the onion, my all-purpose prep seasoning, everything. And the cabbage still has just a tiny bit of a bite. Now you can cook yours as long as you want, and you can have it as soft as you want. I just like mine to have just a tiny bit, little bit of bite. Ooh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you next time. The good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.